Hi, welcome to OMG Old Man Golf. This is the annual improvement plan edition, and I am happy to say that my golf gangster friend, long-term friend Mike Adel is joining me in this process. Oh, good one, Mike. Look at setting your goal for the year, for the season, let's say, and then looking at what we can do to help you get there. Put together an action plan. With Mike in New Mexico and me in Germany, we did this over the phone and the computer. But the plan works like this: we're going to do a top-down planning process. We'll start with the outcome or the goal. We'll identify the restrictions that keep us from achieving the goal. We'll solve for those restrictions, and we'll put some tests and measurements in place. Here we go, golf gangsters. Say now? You said 15?
I think 16.7.
16.7?
Right.
Okay. And how much improvement do you want to see this year?
Oh, I want it down at 10. I really do feel that the way I struck the ball, there's 4 strokes on putting yesterday. Hey, let me see, chipping improves, your putting goes down.
Well, 10 from where you are is a 40% improvement.
Okay.
I think that's yeasty.
That's too steep.
I think so.
Okay.
Hey, if you make it, fantastic. But
Right.
I would think maybe 11 and a half. Let's see, what is it?
Okay. I'm all for setting overachieving the goal is fine.
That's 31%. That's still a lot, but I think you probably have it in you. I just don't want to go too far.
Yeah, it's all in the putting. Chipping gets better. Keep working on the sweet spot.
Okay, we've set a goal for Mike. It's to remove 5.2 strokes to get him from 16.7 to 11.5. And for OMG, for myself, it's to remove 3.2 strokes to get to 12.5 from my 15.9. Is it big enough? Oh, it seems pretty big and achievable. Yeah, we can do it. But first, let's look at what our restrictions are. Physical fitness, both of us need a little bit of that. Train the brain, that's one that I need. Data capture and analysis, that's certainly going to apply to both of us. Working drills to improve your mean in chipping, sand, and sweet spots, that'll apply to both of us as well. So let's bridge where we are to where we want to go. Mike's starting at 16.7. We got to get him to 16.5.
I noticed when you started filming, it was a symphony of 3 putts. But as the year went on, you hardly ever heard the music.
Well, I tell you what I did, and I was going to get to this later as a solution on the 3 putts. Is all of my putts. I scored my first putt. I graded it as long or short,
okay,
pro side or amateur side.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And then if it was a tap in, I gave it a plus, because in my mind, your 3 putts start with your first putt.
Right.
It got down to just speed, but that might not be your problem. So I think if you adopted that tracking your putts. So if you leave yourself a tap in, just put a plus on it, and then when you go and look at it, you can go, okay, wow, I was short 6 times, but 4 of those were tap ins. So short's really not my problem, or vice versa, long were tap ins, or man, every time I was long, I 3 putted, or the data will kind of. All right, we're starting the bridge here. Half a stroke for the putting, half a stroke for physical fitness. This is my graphic on what the sweet spot is. LAW is further than I can hit the green. Take a shot, I have a chance to hit the green from there, and the closer I get to the 130, the better my odds are. But to hit the green is from a 9-iron to a little pitch shot, and I want to hit the green 75% of the time. Those shots people consider awkward. I consider them an opportunity. And getting better there gets you better in a hurry. But while improving, you can't lose what you're doing that works. consistently that you feel like work for you and you should continue to do? Not just short game, but long game mainly, because your long game is so good. What are the things that you're doing now that you shouldn't stop doing is kind of what I'm asking you.
Well, the one thing I've discovered is the lag. It's helped me hit down on the ball. When I go back, my wrist caught completely, and when I swing through, I don't release that wrist till I hit the ball, and that has just made a massive.
All right, we're going to pick up another stroke by working on improving the mean on the sweet spots. And improving the mean is a drill where you use an odd number of balls, let's say 9, and you hit them all. And you look at the ball that's in the middle, the 5th ball in this case, and see how far it is. And do that drill over and over, trying to get that 5th ball closer. And another stroke for maintaining the wrist cock. We need 2 more. But yeah, that's the thing with data, right? Is you go from your superstitious knowledge, or your knowledge based on what you think you know, to if you guys know me, you knew data was coming. I capture data and I analyze the data with spreadsheets because I'm an accountant. If you have any questions about what I capture, how I capture it, let me know and I'll answer them for you. I have a scorecard that I mark up pretty heavily, and then I bring it home and I put it in my Excel spreadsheet. But last year I explained that a little bit in more detail. But if you have some questions, I'd be glad to answer them in the comments. So here's some of Mike's data that we captured and analyzed. And he really drives the ball really well. He's hitting lots of fairways, but his putting needs some improvements, and so that's why he's going to work on trying to capture some data and do better there. He's also really not hitting from the sweet spot, and that's another place where he can make up some strokes.
Continue to work more on my. I spent a lot of time working on the drives. I used to hit like 4 or 5, just because now I hit at least 15 balls every time I go hit a bucket.
Well, when I look at your drive factor, Mike, I mean, it's really, when I look at your drive factor here, 2.1, 2.2, 1.9, I mean, your worst is 1.8. Your driver has been really good. I mean, if you're at 2, that's fantastic. So, I mean,
it's in the fairway almost every time, and if it's not, all right.
Data and focus on your practice, I'm going to give you 2 because this is going to pay off, and I think you're probably feeling it a little bit now because you realize that you're not strong in places that you thought you were better, like your sweet spot and up and downs. And then just a 0.2 of other. So, one of these things is off by 0.2. We'll get you to the 11.5.
Okay.
So this is your bridge to your plan on how to get from 16.7 to 11.5.
All right.
And I'll send this to you, obviously, but
okay.
I just kind of, if it makes sense to you, and it's good, if you have questions, we can talk about it more. But I think that going from 16.7 to 11.5 is a gigantic jump, 31%. That's a big number, but I think you can do it. All right, golf gangsters. Here's Mike's bridge to success, going from 16.7 to 11.5. Physical fitness, working on his mean. More data on his putting, more data on his game and his performance in the game, and maintaining what he's doing to get to 11.5. It's going to be a journey. So what does my performance bridge look like? I'm going to go from 15.9 to 12.5. Many of the same things. Focus on the sweet spots, improve my chipping and my sand, continue to use data. Physical fitness. But the one item that I have that I have to work on and improve is training my brain to be successful and allow me to be successful and envision me being successful. Our brain is our asset. It is what takes those years away from us and cuts those strokes away. Old man golf is about being smart and using your brain to help you out. And it starts with having a process for commitment. Think, know your distance, your conditions, your obstacles, your lie. Select a target. Get your club. Visualize it being successful. Do your pre-shot routine. And if you're ready, execute the shot. It comes down to think and then do it. Don't be thinking when you're trying to do it. All right, so the summary of the process is we set a goal, we identified the restrictions, we found ways to reduce and take those restrictions away, we bridged our goal, now it's time to execute. So in conclusion, join us on this journey. It's a methodology to lower our handicaps. Hey, thank you for watching. Subscribe and become a golf gangster. Leave any questions you have in the comments.